Beneath the blazing desert sun and endless turquoise skies lies a place where myth and reality don't just blur, they collapse into each other. New Mexico, the land of enchantment. You've seen the postcards, red rock canyons, adobe towns, roadside alien shops. But here's what they don't tell you. This state has been keeping secrets since before it had a name. Secrets that hum in the desert at frequencies only some can hear. Secrets buried under mountains that were swallowed whole. Secrets that turned sand to glass and changed the world forever. We tell ourselves New Mexico is about art galleries and green chile. That it's just another Southwest state with good sunsets and quirky roadside attractions. But what if that's the lie we need to believe? What if the truth is that New Mexico has never stopped whispering, and we've just been too afraid to listen? Stay with us, because we're about to count down 20 hidden facts that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the land of enchantment. And by the end, you'll understand why some truths are buried in desert silence for a reason. And number 20, the town that vanished overnight. Deep in the Jornada del Muerto, the journey of the dead man, there once stood a town called Quervo. It had a post office, a school, families who believed the railroad would carry them into the future. Then the interstate came, and overnight Quervo ceased to exist. Not abandoned slowly, not evacuated, just emptied. As if everyone woke up one morning and realized they'd been living in a place that was already gone. Today, sun-bleached signs still point to nowhere. Gas pumps stand frozen mid-transaction. And some say if you listen closely at dusk, you can hear the wind carry voices, people calling names of those who left without saying goodbye. It's not just a ghost town. It's a town that refused to admit it was dying until it was already dead. Number 19, the secret subway. Beneath Albuquerque, students at the University of New Mexico joke about the tunnels. Maintenance workers don't. In the 1980s, documents surfaced suggesting a network of underground passages built during World War II, escape routes in case of nuclear attack. Official records deny their existence. But workers report sealed doors, forgotten shafts, corridors that lead to walls that shouldn't be there. The university says it's just steam tunnels. Utility access. Nothing unusual. But when you walk across campus at night and you feel the ground hum beneath your feet, you start to wonder, what kind of steam tunnel needs that much concrete? That many locks? That much silence? They tell us there's nothing down there. And maybe that's true. Or maybe we're standing on top of a Cold War that never really ended, just went underground. Number 18, the state with 2 official songs. New Mexico has 2 state songs. One in English, one in Spanish. Both official, both equal. On paper, it's about cultural pride, dual heritage, representation. But listen closer. One song celebrates fair New Mexico, sunny, open, welcoming. The other speaks of Así es Nuevo Mexico. This is New Mexico with a tone that doesn't translate. A tone that says, you can sing about us, but you'll never fully know us. 2 songs, 2 languages. 2 truths existing side by side, never quite merging. It's not fusion. It's fracture dressed up as harmony. Count number 17, a mystery buried in the sand dunes, White Sands Missile Range. You know the name. You know what they tested there? But in the 1970s, something else happened. Something they won't talk about. Reports came in from miles around, vibrations so powerful they shook homes off their foundations. Yet seismologists registered nothing. No earthquake. No underground detonation. No explanation. Military sources denied any activity that week. Residents insisted otherwise. Some claimed the vibrations didn't feel natural, they felt directed. Focused. Like something searching. Officially, nothing happened. Unofficially, people stopped asking questions. Because in New Mexico, you learn quickly. Some answers cost more than ignorance. Number 16. The hidden hot spring that cured a president. Truth or Consequences, yes, that's the real name, sits on top of natural hot springs known to the Apache for centuries. But there's one spring that doesn't appear on maps. One spring hidden behind an unmarked gate. Town elders tell a story. Franklin D. Roosevelt, crippled by polio, visited under a false name in the dead of night. Armed escorts. No press. Just a limping man who soaked in waters the Apache called sacred. There's no official record. No photographs. No confirmation. But the spring still bubbles. And locals still say the water there feels different, not just warm, but alive. As if it remembers everyone who came seeking what they'd lost. Maybe Roosevelt was healed. Maybe he just wanted to believe he could be. Either way, the spring keeps its secrets. Number 15, the town that changed its name for a game show. In 1950, the town of Hot Springs made a decision that seemed ridiculous even at the time. Rename itself after a radio game show. Truth or Consequences promised national attention. Celebrity visits. Tourism. A future bigger than mineral springs and dusty roads. So they did it. They changed the name. And Ralph Edwards came. And left. And the cameras moved on. But the name stayed. 75 years later, it's still Truth or Consequences. Still hosting the annual fiesta. Still proud of a choice that everyone said was temporary. Tourists arrive expecting kitsch. They leave unsettled. Because a town that renames itself for a game show either has the best sense of humor in America, or it was so desperate to be something else, it became a joke just to be remembered. Number 14, the Whispering Cave of Bandelier. High in the mesas near Los Alamos, there's a cave where whispers don't behave the way they should. Scientists call it perfect acoustics. Curved stone. Natural amplification. Pueblo elders call it something else, the place where ancestors listen. They say if you whisper a secret inside, the cave holds it, swirling it in echoes, layering it with voices long gone. And when you leave, you feel lighter. But not because the secret is gone. Because something heard it, and responded in wind tones you don't quite catch. Tourists visit. Take photos. Whisper their names and laugh at the echo. But some, just some, walk out quiet. Hands shaking. Eyes wet. Refusing to say what they heard, whispered back. At number 13, the town that birthed Smokey Bear. In 1950, firefighters pulled a tiny bear cub from the Capitan Mountains. Burned. Dying. Barely breathing. They named him Smokey. Made him a symbol. Sent him to Washington, D.C., where he lived in a zoo for decades, a mascot for fire prevention, a face on posters, a legend disconnected from the land that made him. When he died, they flew his body back. Buried him in Capitan, where it all began. His grave reads, Smokey Bear, born in the Capitan Mountains, returned to rest here. But here's the pressure. Smokey never wanted to leave. He was taken, rescued, yes, but taken, and spent his life in captivity as a symbol of something he never chose to represent. The fires still burn in those mountains. Every year. And some say if you listen closely, you can hear something in the smoke. Not a roar, but a soft, exhausted whimper. A bear who became a symbol. A symbol that forgot it was ever real. Number 12. The town that might have seen the real Roswell. Everyone knows Roswell. UFO capital of the world. Alien museums. Conspiracy Central. But here's what they don't tell you. The crash didn't happen in Roswell. Rancher Mac Brazel found the debris 75 miles away, near Corona, New Mexico. Strange metals. Materials that shouldn't exist. A field that felt wrong. Military from Roswell responded. That's how the city got the name. But Corona? Corona stayed quiet. Today, Roswell thrives on the myth. Alien festivals, UFO-shaped streetlights, tourist dollars by the millions. Corona remains silent. Its fields still dotted with stories no one wants to tell. Because here's the pressure. When the world wants a legend, it doesn't care where the truth happened. It just needs a name it can sell. And Corona learned the hard way. Sometimes being forgotten is safer than being remembered for the wrong reasons. Number 11. The land of the Taos Hum. Since the 1990s, about 2% of Taos residents have heard it. A low-frequency hum. Persistent. Untraceable. Maddening. Scientists tested. Engineers investigated. Geologists drilled. No source found. Some say it's tectonic. Others blame military experiments. A few whisper about psychological mass suggestion. But for those who hear it, really hear it, the theories don't matter. Because the hum doesn't just fill their ears. It fills their bones. Changes how they sleep. How they think. How they exist in a town everyone else calls peaceful. Here's the pressure. You can't prove what you hear when no one else hears it. You can't escape a sound that follows you everywhere, except it doesn't follow because it was always there, and you're the one who changed. The hum hasn't stopped. And neither have the people who hear it, lying awake at 3 a.m., wondering if they're losing their minds or if they're the only ones listening. Number 10. The school that helped build the atomic bomb. In 1943, the Los Alamos Ranch School was a place where boys learned Latin, rode horses, and studied under pine trees. Then the government came, seized the property, closed the school overnight. No explanation. Within months, the world's greatest scientists, Oppenheimer, Fermi, Teller, were living in those same bunkhouses, eating in the same dining hall, walking the same trails. But they weren't learning Latin. They were building the atomic bomb. Here's the pressure. Imagine being a student who left that school in June, and by Christmas, you hear whispers about a secret city in the mountains. And years later, you realize the classroom where you learned algebra became the room where they calculated nuclear fission. The school is gone. The lab remains. And every summer, tourists walk those trails, taking photos, eating lunch, completely unaware they're picnicking on the birthplace of annihilation. Some transformations can't be undone. Some places never stop carrying what was created there. Number 9. The petroglyphs. No one can translate. On volcanic rocks near Albuquerque, ancient peoples carved thousands of symbols. Spirals. Animals. Hands reaching toward the sky. Archaeologists can read most of them. Puebloan, Navajo, ancestral languages preserved in stone. But then there are the others, the ones that don't match. Humanoid figures with what look like antennas. Star clusters. Planetary alignments. Researchers call them symbolic. Abstract. Artistic expression. But here's the pressure. What if they're not symbols? What if they're records? Because the figures aren't random. They cluster. They repeat. And in some cases, they align with celestial events that hadn't been mapped yet. Events these ancient peoples shouldn't have known about. The rocks aren't talking. But maybe that's because we're asking the wrong questions. Some languages aren't meant to be translated. Some messages are meant to wait until the right people finally understand what they're seeing. Number 8. The ghost lights of Chaco Canyon after sunset. Glowing orbs drift between the ruins of Chaco Canyon. Archaeologists say it's car headlights. Celestial reflections. Atmospheric phenomena. Tribal elders say it's star beings, visitors who once walked with the people here, teaching them to align their buildings with lunar cycles and solstices. Chaco was built with precision that shouldn't have been possible. Roads that lead nowhere or everywhere depending on when you look. Structures that serve no practical purpose, unless you believe they were meant for something beyond survival. Here's the pressure. The lights keep appearing. Documented. Photographed. Unexplained. And the question becomes, are we seeing echoes of something that happened? Or are we seeing something that never stopped? Chaco doesn't answer. It just watches. And waits. At number 7, the mine that ate a mountain. The Santa Rita mine started small. A copper pit in the 1800s. Practical. Contained. Then it grew. And grew. And kept growing, swallowing homes, churches, graveyards. Entire neighborhoods relocated. Or buried. Today it's one of the largest open-pit mines in the world. Visible from space. A wound in the earth that will never heal. Former residents claim the old town still exists beneath the layers. That on quiet nights, you can hear church bells ringing from under tons of rock and ore. Here's the pressure. Progress doesn't ask permission. It doesn't pause for memory. It just takes and tells you later it was necessary. The mine is still expanding. The town is still buried. And every year someone petitions to dig deeper. Because once you start consuming the land, you can't stop. Not without admitting what you've already destroyed. Number 6, the state capital with no skyscrapers. Santa Fe has a law. No building can rise above the surrounding adobe architecture. No skyscraper. No high-rise. Nothing that overshadows the mountains. It's not about aesthetics. It's about philosophy. Man should never tower over the land. Other cities reached for the sky. Santa Fe chose to stay low. Earthy. Rooted. And here's the shift. Santa Fe didn't resist progress. It redefined it. Growth isn't measured in height. Success isn't measured in dominance. The mountains remain taller than the people, just as they've been for centuries. Just as they always will be. Some cities become symbols of ambition. Santa Fe became a symbol of restraint. And in a world obsessed with building higher, that restraint feels almost revolutionary. At number 5, the church built by a mysterious carpenter in Santa Fe's Loreto Chapel stands a spiral staircase that shouldn't exist. No central support beam. No nails, just wooden pegs. 2 complete 360-degree turns. When the chapel was built, there was no way to reach the choir loft. Architects couldn't solve it. The nuns prayed for help. Days later, a man appeared. Simple tools. No questions. He built the staircase and then vanished, never asking for payment, never giving his name. Some believe it was Saint Joseph, patron saint of carpenters. Engineers still can't explain how it stands. Here's the shift. The staircase doesn't answer questions. It is the answer. Not, how was this built? But, why do we need to know? Faith doesn't require blueprints. Mystery doesn't require proof. The staircase spirals upward, impossible, beautiful, whole. And every year, thousands climb it, feeling something they can't name but can't deny. Some things work because they were never meant to be explained. Number 4. The city that inspired bugs. Bunny's catchphrase. Should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque. In the 1940s, Albuquerque was notorious for terrible road signs. Drivers got lost constantly, ending up hundreds of miles off course, frustrated and furious. Warner Brothers animators turned that regional joke into a global punchline. And here's the shift. Albuquerque could have been bitter, could have seen it as mockery. Instead, they leaned in, embraced it, made wrong turn part of their identity. Today, the city sells t-shirts with the phrase, hosts Bugs Bunny festivals, laughs at itself with pride. Because sometimes the shift isn't fixing what's broken, it's owning it so completely that broken becomes unforgettable. Albuquerque didn't fix its roads to escape the joke. It became the joke and turned it into legend. At number 3, the monolith of mystery. In 2020, as metallic monoliths appeared across the globe, one showed up in New Mexico's desert near the Colorado border. No announcement. No photographers. Just there. Then it vanished. Unlike others in urban areas, this one was planted on sacred tribal land. Some locals believe it wasn't placed, it was uncovered. Tribal elders declined to comment. Not because they don't know, but because they do. Here's the shift. The monolith wasn't a mystery to everyone. To some, it was a return. A reminder. A message that didn't need translation, because it was never meant for us. The world rushed to explain it. New Mexico let it disappear. Because some secrets don't need to be solved. They just need to be respected. Number 2, the place that's literally off the map. Near Dulce, New Mexico, there's a region that doesn't appear correctly on satellite imagery. Blurry. Inconsistent. Sometimes missing altogether. It's near Archuleta Mesa, rumored site of an underground facility where government and extraterrestrial forces allegedly collaborate. No proof exists, but reports persist. Black helicopters, glowing lights, missing cattle. Residents who say quietly, "We know what we've seen." Here's the shift. Maybe the base exists. Maybe it doesn't. But the real question isn't what's off the map. It's why we need maps at all. Because New Mexico has always been a place where the known and unknown collapse into each other. Where what's hidden isn't always secret. It's just waiting for permission to be seen. Dulce doesn't deny the rumors. It doesn't confirm them. It just exists, half visible, half myth. And maybe that's the only honest way to be. At number 1, the town that witnessed the end and the beginning before Hiroshima. Before Nagasaki. Before the world knew what atomic meant, there was Trinity. July 16, 1945. Part of the New Mexico desert. 5:29 a.m. The first atomic bomb exploded. Night turned to day. Sand turned to glass. Birds dropped mid-flight. Shadows burned into stone. Scientists cheered, then wept. One whispered, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Trinity wasn't just the first atomic bomb. It was the moment the world lost its innocence. The moment humanity realized it had created something it could never uncreate. And it happened here, under New Mexico's endless sky, in a desert that had been silent for millennia. Here's the shift. Trinity didn't end anything. It revealed what we'd always been capable of, and forced us to live with that knowledge. The test site is open to the public now. Twice a year. You can stand where the bomb exploded, touch the green glass fused from sand. But you can't undo what happened there. You can only carry it, and decide what you'll do with that weight. Outro. That's our journey through 20 hidden facts about New Mexico, from ghost towns that refuse to die, to secrets buried in desert silence, to the moment the world changed forever. If you thought New Mexico was just adobe houses and alien souvenirs, you were right. But you were also wrong. Because this land holds everything: beauty and terror, myth and truth, silence and sound. It doesn't ask you to choose. It asks you to listen. And maybe, if you're quiet enough, you'll hear what it's been whispering all along. Some truths are buried for a reason, but they never really stay down. If you love exploring the strange corners of history and uncovering secrets most overlook, subscribe. Your support helps us keep digging. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey, wherever the mystery leads.